So in the previous classes, we have learned about the male as well as female gametophyte. Correct? We have learned the morphology, anatomy, everything with TS, with the transverse section also. Right? And also we also learned about the process as how these male or female gametophyte develop and how they will produce the sperm or the egg cell, right? Because these two are very important for the process of fertilization. So that is why it is essential for us to first give prioritize to the to get the knowledge on male and female gametophyte. Okay, so proceeding with that, in today's class we will be continuing the next topic of the same chapter, that is pollination. Okay, so I think you're all aware of the term pollination, right? In detail we will be learning about this process in today's class. Okay, different types of pollination, okay, how pollination happens actually in the different plant species, all these things ಇದೆಲ್ಲದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಈ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ, right? So before getting into the definition, exact definition of the pollination, we will just give a brush up on how or what are the requirements of the pollination process. All right. So as soon as we hear this term or the word pollination, what do we understand or what strikes our head? Of course, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಇಂದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ or within the same plant ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, the pollen grains from the anther will go on to the pistil, that is the stigma of the pistil, and we have learnt in the pollen tube formation, there the pollen grains will germinate and form pollen tube, and then it carries the male sperm cells, and then it will fuse with the egg cell or the egg of the embryo sac. This all things, this whole picture we will remember, right? So that is what we are analyzing now. As to see, this is a particular type of a plant, isn't it? Or there are many species, we can find many species of plants here. See how they are amazingly it is so amazing to see the beautiful flowers or fruits ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, different fruits, different colors, different varieties of plants are there, right? So ಇದೆಲ್ಲ reproduce ಆಗಬೇಕು. Okay, when they have to reproduce, this pollination is a very important process. Without pollination there is no reproduction, right? So we will learn as to what is the process of pollination. So for pollination there has to be male and female gametes, right? What are these male and female gametes? We know that male gamete is, which is the male gamete? Which is the male gamete here? The pollen grain, right? Which is the female gamete? Embryo sac. So these two are very essential for the process of pollination, right? So you can see this is a pollen grain. From one of the germ pore there is the formation of pollen tube. So which consists of the sperm cells along with the vegetative nucleus. Vegetative nucleus is important. Why? It will give the direction for the sperm cells to move, because these are non-motile. They cannot move on their own. They need some direction or the guidance. Adu yaar kodta irado? This vegetative nucleus is providing. And which is the female gamete? The embryo sac. This is the embryo sac. Okay, understood? So after analyzing the male and female gamete, we will move on to these gametes nature, or what are the characteristics of this gametes. As we discussed, these are non-motile in nature. That is why they, independently can't move towards each other, right? There has to be some kind of pull, or there has to be some pressure created for it to move towards the male or towards each other, right? So there has to be bond together for the process of fertilization to occur. So this is the stigma. In the stigma, the pollen grains have been formed over there, and one of the pollen grains, when they have germinated and matured, it will go towards the embryo sac, and in the embryo sac towards the micropylar region near the synergids, where the filiform apparatus will give the guidance to move towards the egg cell. So there, with the fusion of egg cell and the male nucleus, process of fertilization will occur, right? Then, so the pollination mechanism is the achievement or the criteria or the main important thing what is happening in the process of pollination is the transfer of pollen grains to the stigma of the pistil. Correct? Pollination process is nothing but transfer of pollen grains from the anther of the same plant ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಬೇರೆ plant ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು to the stigma of the pistil or carpel. That is called as pollination. So what is happening here? ಇಲ್ಲಿ same species ಇರುವಂತಹ two plants there from two different plants. These two flowers are not from the same plant. These two flowers are from the different plants. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ? There is this cross pollination taking place. Now what is this cross pollination? Tell me. What is the cross pollination? Cross pollination ಹೇಗಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ it is between two different species or two different plants. Okay, now let us not get confused within the same species or ಬೇರೆ species ಅಲ್ಲ. Total two different plants. Okay, here it is same species. Of course, it is of same species. What is happening? The pollen grains, okay, from the stamen, due to some agents, wind pollination ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, we will learn in further slides. Okay, due to some agents, it will move from one of the flower of the particular plant to the other plant, falling on the stigma of the pistil. You can see here. ನೋಡಿ, ಸ್ಟೇಮನ್ ಇಂದ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದೆ? ಸ್ಟಿಗ್ಮಾಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೇಮನ್ ಇಂದ is going to the stigma. This process is called as cross pollination, right? Yes. So some plants such as viola plant na common pansy plant annanu karitare. Okay, these are different types of flowering plants. Okay, oxalis agirbodu athwa commelina, these all type of plants will produce two types of flowers. Now what type of question can be asked here? You have to remember these names: viola athwa common pansy, oxalis athwa commelina. Okay, these different names, when you remember, the question will be asked, which among these plants will produce two types of flowers anta keltare. Idar jotege inna one kodbodu, or you have to select the odd one out from these examples. Okay, so remember the names, it is important: viola, common pansy, oxalis, commelina. Okay, these species especially will produce two types of flowers. Yav tara flowers? Chasmogamous flowers. Now what are chasmogamous flowers? What is the speciality of chasmogamous flowers? These flowers alli enagutte, flowers will open up. That means petals will open. Okay, and they are similar to flowers of other species with exposed anthers and stigma. ಈಗ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಫ್ಲವರ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರು ನಾವು that particular common flowers ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಸ್ಟಿಗ್ಮಾನು ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತೆ, and pistil ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತೆ. I mean, the male gamete, the stamen and anther, right? Stamen and the filament, that is also visible. Along with that, pistil or carpel is also visible. I mean, the female reproductive organ kuda visible ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, male reproductive organ kuda visible ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. Stamen, the stamen ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Anther and filament, ಇದು ವಿಸಿಬಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಕಾರ್ಪಲ್ ಅಥವಾ ಪಿಸ್ಟಲ್, ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಓವರಿ ಆಫ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಸಿ, ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಇಟ್. ಕಾಣಿಸೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಲ್ಲ, ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಇಟ್, ರೈಟ್? Those kinds of flowers are called as chasmogamous flowers, okay, where the reproductive organs are visible because they open up. Petals are shown, they are opening. That type of flowers are called as chasmogamous flowers. Nodi, idರಲ್ಲಿ flower petals open agi both the reproductive structures are visible properly when we try to observe it, okay? Then which is the other type of flower? Clistogamous flowers, chasmogamous flowers and clistogamous flowers. So chasmogamous flowers ನಾವು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ನಮಗೊಂದು ಐಡಿಯಾ ಬಂತೀಗ ಕ್ಲಿಸ್ಟೋಗ್ಯಾಮಸ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್ ಹೇಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಕ್ಲಿಸ್ಟೋಗ್ಯಾಮಸ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್ ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ನಾಟ್ ಓಪನಿಂಗ್, ಓಕೆ? ದೀಸ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್ ಡು ನಾಟ್ ಓಪನ್ ಎಟ್ ಆಲ್. ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದ ರಿಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ? ಎನ್ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. They will be enclosed inside the petals. They are not shown. The anthers and stigma lie close to each other because as they are, closed, they are not opening. When the petals are open, it creates more space for the organs to, distribute or segregate from each other. But when it is a closed place, everything comes near. So in that case, anthers and stigma ಹತ್ರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಓಕೆ? ದೇ ಲೈ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಟು ಈಚ್ ಅದರ್. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ಲಿಟಲ್ ಈಸಿಯರ್ ವೆನ್ ಆಂಥರ್ಸ್ ಡೆಹೀಸ್ ಆಗೋದು ಅಂದರೆ ವೆನ್ ದೇ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಓಪನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಬಡ್ಸ್, ದ ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ಸ್ ಕಮ್ ಇನ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಸ್ಟಿಗ್ಮಾ ಟು ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ದಿ ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್. ಆಲ್ ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ with this understanding of this meaning, we can understand that clistogamous flowers are invariably autogamous, as there is no chance of cross pollen landing on the stigma. Autogamous andre ಏನು? Pollinating with the same flower. Okay, that means ಈಗ one particular flower ಅಲ್ಲಿ the male gametophyte, the pollen grains will pollinate with its own pistil, with its own embryo sac, because it is having both the structures in it, and with one more essential feature, that it has been closed and it is lying close to each other. So with this condition, obviously we can expect it is self-pollinating. Correct? There is very least chance of cross-pollination or no chance of cross-pollination. Okay? So with this, clistogamous flowers are having least chance for cross-pollination. Because the reason also, we know that reason. Because it is the type of flower present in these type of plants will be closed. As it is closed, it is giving no space to the female and male gametophyte, hence creating more chances for self-pollination inside the flower. So clistogamous flowers produce a short seed set even in the absence of pollinators. It does not need pollinators, of course, right? ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ತರಹ ಪಾಲಿನೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಏಜೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ವಿಂಡ್ ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಸಮ್ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಬರಬೇಕು, ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ನೋ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್. ಯಾರದ್ದೇ ಸಹಾಯ ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಈ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್ಗೆ. ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಓನ್ ಪಾಲಿನೇಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿ ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ಲಿಸ್ಟೋಗ್ಯಾಮಸ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್. So depending upon the source of pollen, okay, depending upon the source of pollen, pollination is of 3 types. Source of pollen, okay, it is being classified into 3 types as autogamy. Autogamy andre eno, the pollen grains are transferred from anther to the stigma of the same flower, self pollination, that is autogamy. It is seen in clistogamous flowers. Idu question kelbodu, autogamy is seen in which type of flowers, clistogamina athwa chasmogamina anta. Okay, then you have to remember, see, clistogamous flowers and chasmogamous flowers. Chasmogamous flowers alli enagutte, it is open up and it is giving provision for many type of agents or pollinators to be pollinated. Illi cross pollination kuda agbodu athwa self pollination kuda agbodu. There are chances, but clistogamous, no chance. No chance of what? Cross pollination agalla. Illi self pollination matra agutte. All right. Then, so we were classifying into 3 types based on the source of pollen. Andre pollen grains ellinda barta ide anta. Is it from the same flower or from the different flower of the different plant? Based on that, it has been classified as autogamy. Autogamy andre eno, pollen grains and the egg is being fertilized from the same flower. Ashte. Okay na? Pollen grains are transferred from the anther to the stigma of the same flower, and this process is called as self-pollination of autogamy. See enagtade illi, the anthers produce pollen grains which possess the male gametes, or it is also called as male nucleus, correct? And it is also having ovules. I mean the embryo sac. Okay, embryo sac and the stigma will receive this pollen grains here only. Okay, the pollen grains will be distributed on the stigma and it will develop and fertilize inside this female reproductive structure. Okay, then next type classification is geitonogamy. Okay, in this process what happens, pollination will take place between 2 flowers of the same plant. Andre ile enagtade, autogamy alli same flower. Okay, same flower alli iruvantaha anther and the stigma. But in this geitonogamy enagutte, it is 2 flowers of the same plant. Okay, 2 flowers of the same plant, the pollination takes place. Okay, so here genetically self pollination, but ecologically or functionally it is said to be cross pollination. Because cross pollination hege agtade, cross pollination andre alli 2 different flowers ide anta, so it is cross pollinating. But genetically helbeku andre enagutte, genetically self pollination, yakandre genetic, all the genes will be same because of the same species, same plant to same flowers, but 2 different flowers ashte. One flower alla agta illa, it is between 2 flowers. So that is why we will specify it as genetically self pollination anta karibodu. But ecologically in the when we have to consider ecologically or functionally, it is said to be the cross pollination. Okay, that is geitonogamy. The best example for this is maize. In maize plant, this type of process takes place. Okay, 2 nodi same flowers inni, this is between same flowers, but it is not with one single flower, it is between 2 flowers of the same plant. That is called as geitonogamy. Okay, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಟೋಗ್ಯಾಮಿ ಇದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇದೆ ಆದ್ರೆ, ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ geitonogamy ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ 2 ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೇ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು, ಸೇಮ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಟೋಗ್ಯಾಮಿ. ಒಂದೇ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ geitonogamy. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಸಮ್ ಏಜೆಂಟ್, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ when it is sitting on one particular flower, it dusts all the pollen grains on its body. So adenagutte innond flower mele kutkondaga it will dust the pollen grains on that particular stigma. Hagagi cross pollination agutte. That is actually called as cross pollination. But ill cross pollination anta hege karita idivi navu, because it is between the two flowers of the same plant. Okay, that is also called as geitonogamy. Understood? Yes. See, this is the maize plant. This is the best example. Alright. So next, third classification, autogamy, geitonogamy and xenogamy. Xenogamy andre enagtide, pollen grains are transferred from the anther to the stigma of another plant of the same species. And this will become cross-pollination both genetically and ecologically. Okay. So, in xenogamy, it is between two different plants of the same species. Okay, na? Two different plants of the same species, then it is called as xenogamy. See, there is two different plants, and from the two different plants, there is two flowers. And through these agents, maybe insect agirbodu, wind pollination agirbodu, or many other pollinators, okay, through those pollinators, when the transfer of pollen grain from the anther to the stigma happens, and then it is called as xenogamy. Okay, let us repeat it. When the pollen grains are transferred from anther to the stigma of the flower of anther of another plant, okay, of another plant of the same species, then it is called as xenogamy. Same species, if hibiscus plant. But ade plant aliro flower alli aagta illa, enagta ide, it is pollinating between two different plants of same hibiscus plant. Okay, that condition is called as xenogamy. Okay, now with learning with the source of pollinators, we will next proceed to the agents for cross-pollination. Till now we were speaking for cross-pollination, we also visualize in the picture a insect ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತು ನಮಗೆ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್? ಬಿ, ಹನಿ ಬೀಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅದರಿಂದ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ವಿತ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ examples, what are few more examples or few more agents which are causing cross-pollination? So pollinating agents may be biotic. Biotic andre eno? They may be animals, or abiotic, wind or water. Okay, the pollinators are biotic ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. Biotic ಅಂದ್ರೆ the living beings, that is animals ಇಂದ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ abiotic ಇಂದನೂ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. Abiotic ಅಂದ್ರೆ the wind, water, all the environmental conditions ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. Okay, these are the agents, pollinators ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. So majority of plants ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, biotic agents are responsible for pollination. Biotic ಅಂದ್ರೆ the animals ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದೊಡ್ಡ animals ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ಲ, right from the arthropods ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, small like bees, other flies, ಈ ತರ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, all the group of insects will come under arthropods. These are also the biotic agents. Okay, see these animals ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ birds ಕೂಡ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅದ್ರ under, right? See, when these honey bees go sit on the flower, it will try to accidentally catch up all the pollen grains on their body. It will stuff the pollen grains on their body. Okay, the purpose of the pollination, I mean these agents is not for the pollination. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಅಂತ. They accidentally, when they go for the when they suck the flowers for their nutrition, accidentally they will catch a few pollen grains on their body, and then again when they go sit on another plant, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, these pollen grains will be transferred from one plant to another. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ pollination is possible. Okay, so this schematic representation will give you more picturization for the pollinator agents or pollination agents. abiotic factor and biotic factor. Abiotic factors ನಾವೇನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ವಿಂಡ್, ವಾಟರ್ ಅಂತ. ಬಯೋಟಿಕ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ಡ್ ಕೂಡ ಬರ್ಬೋದು, ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್, ಬ್ಯಾಟ್. ಸೊ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ದಿಸ್ we will have different terminologies being named. Okay, na wind pollination, water pollination, bird, insect, bat, we have different terminologies to be learned. All right, so that we will discuss now. Okay, now we will look on each and every agent for cross pollination in detail. Okay, so first of all we will learn about the abiotic factors. Abiotic factors, the name itself will infer us that abiotic means that is from the environmental factors such as wind or other conditions. Okay, now let us look at the abiotic factors. First of all, it is classified as anemophily flowers. Okay, anemophily flowers andre eniga. Now what is anemophily flowers? We will understand. These flowers will undergo pollination through wind. Now come on, how wind can play a role in pollination? How is that possible? Of course, as we have studied that the stigma, okay, the stigma plays an basement for the attachment of the pollen grains. Now these pollen grains from other plants, cross pollination is between two other plants, correct? So when the plant in the pollen grains should come and sit on the stigma of another plant, correct? How is that possible? Through wind. That means wind just takes away pollen grains, okay, carries the pollen grains from one plant to another plant. So in that way the cross pollination is being done through wind. So those flowers are called as anemophily flowers. Okay, what are those flowers called as? Anemophily flowers anta karitivi. Then these pollen grains, ivaga for wind pollination, pollen grains yav tara characters irbeku. See, the normal pollen grains, when they are light, they can easily carry away through wind. But when they are more in mass ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದು, weight ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ, they are little difficult to get carried away from wind. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಆಗಿರೋರು ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂತಾರೆ ಗಾಳಿ ಬಂದಾಗ, ಸೊ ವೀಕ್ ಆಗಿರೋರು ತೂರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. In the same way, pollen grains, when they are very strong and heavier in mass, weight ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದ್ರೆ, they are sting on the flowers itself. They are not easily detachable. But when they are very lighter, they can easily get detachable from the plant. Correct? So adhe tara, what are the other characteristics which are necessary for wind pollination, for the anemophily condition? Okay, so first condition should be, they should be lighter and non-sticky. Of course, non-sticky agirbeku. Ivaga when they are sticky, they are adherent to the plant, they cannot detach easily. When they can easily detach from the plant, then they easily can flow or get carried away through wind. Okay, that would be the first character of the anemophily flower or anemophily type of pollination. Now feathery agirbeku stigma. When we blow it through our small amount of wind only, it should get moved to long distances. Adu feathery in nature idre, they can easily move to long distances. Then they should be having many flowers. Okay, that is called as inflorescence. Inflorescence ಅಂದ್ರೆ the bunch of flowers ಇರಬೇಕು together. The small flowers together, when they are present, that is called as inflorescence. Okay, they should have more number of flowers in the way of inflorescence. ಮತ್ತೆ single ovule should be present in each of the ovary. What does that mean? ಒಂದು ಓವರಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಒಂದೇ ಓವ್ಯೂಲ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್ ಅಥವಾ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಫರ್ದರ್ ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯಾನಿಕ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಇಫ್ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಮೆನಿ ಓವ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ದೆನ್ ದ ಪಾಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫರ್ದರ್ progeny is being difficult. Okay, see, you can visualize in this video, these are feathery in nature, correct? The feathery in nature, the anther, then they can easily get flowed or carried away through wind. I think most of us have seen this, correct? On hatti tara irutte when we blow it in our hand, when we keep it on our hands and blow it, it will go far distances. In the same way, ಅದೇ ಥರ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ಈ ಥರ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಇನ್ more pollination purpose. Okay, then second type of cross pollination is hydrophily, abiotic cross pollination. First to anemophily, that is wind pollination. Cross pollination idu hydro andre enu water. So of course this type of cross pollination is happening because of the agent. Who is that agent? Water. Here water is a agent which is helping in the pollination of plants, correct? Okay, so idu we cannot see in most of the plants. Okay, this is quite a rare kind of condition, and it is only limited for 30 genera. 30 genera ge matra this type of water pollination is seen. In Mikit plants, we cannot observe this. Okay, they are not modified into water pollination. So our plants, 30 genera, those who belong to these genera, adrallu mostly monocotyledons this water pollination na navu nodbodu. Okay na, monocotyledons are showing the best example for hydrophily. Okay na, so hydrophily andre water irbeku, water ಬಾಡೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಈ ತರ ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ. ಸೊ ಆಫ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ದಿ aquatic plants, planktons or the aquatic plants like water hyacinth or water lily. Okay, water hyacinth athwa water lily. Okay, these two are the examples showing water pollination, which is also called as what? Hydrophily, correct? Hydrophily. Nodi, water hyacinth and water lily, these two are the examples for what? Hydrophily pollination. So adukku conditions irutte. Of course any pollination will have some characters or some conditions to be fulfilled. So what are those conditions? Iga flowers enagirutte, they are coming inside, they are submerged, correct? The roots are inside the water. So allinda flowers will emerge above the level of water. Now when this is the water, okay, this is the water, the plants are rooted below, correct? Hige. So these flowers yen madutte, even though they are not showing above the water level, they are petals or the reproductive structures are shown through the surface of water, so that the pollination by wind or insects are shown, correct? So the flowers emerge above the level of water and are pollinated by what? Insects athwa wind. Okay, as in most of the land plants. Got it? So itara, when it is showing, it is creating a surface, when it is open for the pollination, then it will receive the anther or the male gametes for the further pollination purpose. Got it? So ಈಗ water hyacinth, water lily ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ? See, this is water hyacinth. Okay, water hyacinth. ಇದು water lily. See, you've seen this. The flowers ಮಾತ್ರ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತೆ, ಲೀವ್ಸು ಹಾಗೆ ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಡ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ ದ ಶೂಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರೂಟ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಎಮರ್ಜ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ದಿ ವಾಟರ್. Okay, na? So in these type of plants, we can see the hydrophily. Okay. So this hydrophily, again it is being classified into two types. Okay. Based on how the pollination is seen, whether the pollination is under the water or surface water, based on that it is being classified as epihydrophily. Okay na? Epihydrophily. Epi andre eno? What is epi? Epi andre the surface, the outer surface anta karitivi, correcta? So epihydrophily, one of the type of hydrophily, we can observe the pollination is on the surface of water. Pollination hege mele water iruttalla illi mele pollination agutte. What is pollination? The receiving of pollen grains from anther to the stigma. Correct? So that process will happen on the surface of the water. Correct? So that condition is called as epihydrophily. So the best example in kodabodu Vallisneria. Again, the MCQs will be based on all these examples. Please remember the examples specifically. Illi tumba classifications there. For right from your male gametophyte to female gametophyte, you eshtu classifications odidira. Correct alva? So based on each classification, there are specific examples. So examples, ade classification ge nenpidkobeku. So adu mukantrane nimage jaasti questions keltare. Okay, Vallisneria is the example for epihydrophily. Epihydrophily ಅಂದ್ರೆ pollination is taking place on the surface of the water ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸೊ ಯಾವ ತರ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಇದರ ಮೇಲ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ, the ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತಾ, ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತಾ, we will understand now. ಸೊ ವ್ಯಾಲಿಸ್ನೇರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್ ರೀಚ್ ದ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ವಾಟರ್. ಈಗ ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, they will have a long stalk. Okay, long stalk. They have a long stalk, and of course the stalk will enable or help the flower to push up on the surface of the water. Water level elli tanka idyo alli tankano a stalk enadu iruttalla, that will elongate till the flower is seen on the surface of the water. Alli tanka the shoot system will be developed. Okay na? And male flowers ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, they are released onto the surface of water. Okay na? Male flowers ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, male flowers will be releasing the pollen grains. Pollen grains release ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೂ there will be some characters. Correct? ಈ pollen grains will not sink or will not get degenerated ಅಥವಾ destroy ಆಗಲ್ಲ water ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, it will rather go on the surface of the water and reach the female flower and transfer its gametes. Okay na? This type of hydrophily is called as epihydrophily. Okay na? Illi hege again the gametes are moving. These are carried passively by water currents. Again, water currents, water flow ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, correct, in the water bodies. ಒಂದೇ velocity ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಲ್ಲ, it will be changing the flow, currents, water currents. So adra mukantara the male flowers will release the pollen grains, correct, or will release the male gametes athwa stamen, correct, onto the water so that it will get reached to the female flowers. Godaita? So it will reach the female flowers and the stigma. So this process is called as epihydrophily. Got it? So sometimes what happens, they will explain you the content. In content of either condition, female flowers will have a long stalk and the male flowers will release onto the surface of water. What type of pollination is this something? ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ದಿ ಎಬಯೋಟಿಕ್ ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ನಿಮಗೆ MCQs ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಬಿ ರಿಯಲಿ ವೆರಿ ಕೇರ್ಫುಲ್ ಇನ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ದ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ದ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟರ್ಮಿನಾಲಜಿ ದೇರ್. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಫೈನ್. ಈಗ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, epihydrophily hydrophily, we will analyze it in a diagram. ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, the female flowers are shown here. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಆನ್ ದ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ವಾಟರ್. ಮೇಲ್ದು ಸ್ಟೆಮನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಮೇಲ್ ರಿಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆರ್ಗನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ದ ವಾಟರ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ಬಟ್ ಅದು ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡತ್ತಲ್ಲ pollen grains or the stamen, correct? The pollen grains will move through the water currents, okay, and will go in search of the female flowers. Andre it doesn't have eyes or legs and arms to go and search, but water currents mukantra adu hogutte whenever it is compatible with the condition of the female flowers or receiving the pollen grain. It will just go sumne adar padige it flow agutte. Whenever it encounters the female flower, it will automatically go and attach on the female stigma. So that condition is called as epihydrophily. The best example for that is Vallisneria. Okay, so next, hypohydrophily. Nodi, epi, obviously the opposite should be hypo, correct? Epi andre ena, epi andre male, on the surface of the water. Now hypo andre, by now only you have understood what is hypo, correct? Hypo andre this condition of hypohydrophily is seen whenever the flowers, that to female flowers ಏನide, it will be remain submerged in the water, and ಈಗ pollen grains ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, they are released inside the water. ಇವಾಗ flowers, it is not on the surface of the water like Vallisneria. Flowers, female flowers, it will be inside the water, submerged ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈಸಿನೇ, male flowers will release into the water, and through the water currents again it will go reach the stigma of the female flower. Okay na? So basically you have to understand, it is simple. Epihydrophily andre female flowers male irutte, so the pollen grains will go on the surface of the water to reach the female flowers, correct? So ಈಗ hypohydrophilia ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಉಲ್ಟಾ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, the female flowers will be submerged and the pollen grains are released inside the water. Obviously ಅದು release inside ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಸೊ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ pollen grains, the species, ಇವಾಗ ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್ ವ್ಯಾಲಿಸ್ನೇರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗಿತ್ತು, ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಅ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್? ಈಗ ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಲಾಂಗ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಲಾಂಗ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಲಾಂಗ್, ribbon like, and they are carried inside the water, correct? So some of them will reach the stigma to achieve the pollination. ಈಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ಸ್, ವಿ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ 100% ಎಲ್ಲ ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ಸ್ ಹೋಗಿ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರೀಚ್ ದಿ ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗೋ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರೀಚ್ ಟು ದ ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್. ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ಹೌ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ದ ವಾಟರ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್? ಸೊ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ ಸಕ್ಸೀಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಡಿಕ್ಲೈನ್ ಇನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆರ್ ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ of pollen grains onto the stigma, correct? Successful rate kadmene irutte, but illi pollen grains ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೀವು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. pollen grains ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಲಾಂಗ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ribbon like ಇರುತ್ತೆ, correct? Because it should move into the water, that is why it should have some special characters now. All right, see here, this is not visible, but as we said, we have understood that ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ದ ವಾಟರ್ ಸಬ್ಮರ್ಜ್ಡ್, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಹೈಪೋ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, hypohydrophily. ನಾವು ವಿ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್ ಅನಿಮೋಫಿಲಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಫಿಲಿ. ಹೈಡ್ರೋಫಿಲಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಎಪಿಹೈಡ್ರೋಫಿಲಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ hypohydrophily, ಓಕೆನಾ? ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಸ್ಪೀಶೀಸಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ವಾಟರ್ ಪಾಲಿನೇಟೆಡ್ ಸ್ಪೀಶೀಸಲ್ಲಿ pollen grains are protected from wetting by a mucilaginous covering. Obviously we have to expect that, correct? ಈಗ pollen grains when they are released, na ಹೇಳ್ದೆ, it will not get degenerated or it will not get rotten or damaged. ಯಾಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಕವರಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಲೇಜಿನಸ್ ಕವರಿಂಗ್. ಈ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಲೇಜಿನಸ್ ಕವರಿಂಗ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ದ pollen grains from being damaged in the water, correct? So both the wind and water pollinated flowers are not very colorful and they do not produce nectar. Obviously we have to know the reason for this, correct? ಈಗ attraction ಆಗಕ್ಕೆ first of all the living organisms should get attracted for it and they should involve in the pollination process. But ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, these are abiotic agents. Abiotic biotic factors ಬೇಡ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೂಯೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೈ ದೇ ನೀಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಕಲರ್ಫುಲ್, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್? ಅದು ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗೋದು ಬೇಡ. ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಇದ್ರೂ ಇಲ್ದಿದ್ರು ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಹಾರ್ಮ್ ಇನ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್? ಸೊ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಗ್ಯಾನ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಎನಿ ಯೂಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಅದರ್ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಇನ್ ಬೀಸ್. ನೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಬಂದು ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಸೊ ಆ ಥರ ನೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡೋದು ಅಂತ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ದ ವಾಟರ್, ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ದ ವಾಟರ್. ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ದೇ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ನೀಡೆಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎನಿ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ನೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್? ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದಿ ಟೂ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ what pollination? Abiotic pollinations. Okay na? Now we will learn about the biotic pollination. Adralli entomophilous flowers. Entomophilous flowers andre eno? Entomophilous flowers andre these are pollination by animals. Pollination by animals ಗೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? ಎಂಟಮೋಫಿಲಿ. ಎಂಟಮಾಲಜಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಮೇಜರ್ಲಿ, ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಂಟಮೋಫಿಲಿ ದ ನೇಮ್ ಇಸ್ ಗಿವನ್. ಫಿಲಿ ಅಂದರೆ ದ ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್ ಥ್ರೂ ವಾಟ್? ಎಂಟಮಾಲಜಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಎಂಟಮೋ ಸ್ಪೀಶೀಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಎಂಟಮೋಫಿಲಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Okay, what are the insects involved in pollination? We will understand. See, the rat is also there and the other chameleon is there. So, idಕ್ಕೆ ಏನೇನು ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಫಸ್ಟ್, what are the characters for the entomophily kind of pollination? ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ದ ಎಂಟಮೋ species or the insects or the animals will get attracted to the flowers and will initiate the pollination, correct? ಈಗ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸೇ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿರಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ why these animals or will other insects come and sit there or come and adore there? ಅದು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲಸ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್? ಆವಾಗ ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೈ ದೇರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸಮ್ ಆರ್ ದಿ ಅದರ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್. ಈಗ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್ ಕಲರ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿರೋದಕ್ಕೂ ಒಂದು ರೀಸನ್ ಇದೆ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್? ಫಾರ್ ದೆಮ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್, ನಾಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅದರ್ ಏಸ್ಥೆಟಿಕ್ ಪರ್ಪಸಸ್, ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಬರೀ ಪೂಜೆಗೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ. ಫಾರ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಓನ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಕಲರ್ಫುಲ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಲಾರ್ಜ್, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಕಲರ್ಫುಲ್, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಫ್ರಾಗ್ರೆಂಟ್, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್? ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ರಿಚ್ ಇನ್ ನೆಕ್ಟರ್. ಅಗೇನ್ ನೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ದೀಸ್ ಅದರ್ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಕಮ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನನಗೆ ಅದರಿಂದ ಏನು ಪ್ರಯೋಜನ ಇಲ್ಲ. ವೈ ಶುಡ್ ಐ ಗೋ ಸಿಟ್ ದೇರ್? ದಟ್ ವುಡ್ ಬಿ ದ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಅದರ್ ಆನಿಮಲ್ಸ್, ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಸಮ್ nutrition and it is also taking indirectly for its own purpose, correct? So this is one kind of the condition for an entomophilous flower. In next, ಈಗ flowers small idre number of flowers are clustered to form a inflorescence. As we all learned about inflorescence in the previous slides only, inflorescence andre the bunch, the group of small flowers together called as inflorescence. Okay na? ಈಗ zoophily ಅಂದ್ರೆ as we said, these type of pollination is involving the animals ಇದ್ರೆ, animals ಇಂದ ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಸೊ ಅಂತಹ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ನಾವ್ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? zoophily flowers or zoophily plants ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸೊ bees are the dominating, honey bees ಅನ್ನೋದು dominating for the pollination, because honey bees ಗೆ nectar ಬೇಕೇ ಬೇಕು to produce honey, correct? So it is mostly involved. Larger percentage of involvement of the insects is by the bees, honeybees. Okay, na? So these are the dominant species for the pollination, abiotic pollination ali. So entomophily, as we all learn that pollination is by insects in the pollination ಆದರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು entomophily ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. See, honeybees when they go sit, ಅದು ಏನು pollen grains ತಗೊಂಬರ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ they do not have any idea. Just ಅದು one plant ಇಂದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪ್ಲಾಂಟಿಗೆ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, one flower ಇಂದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. As we know that reproductive organs are on the flowers, ಅದು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ it will just dust the pollen grains on its body from one of the flower and ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಫ್ಲವರ್ಗೆ ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಒಂದೇ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೂರಲ್ಲ ಅದು, ಹಂಗೆ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ it will dust its pollen grains to one of the flower and then will get another pollen grains from another flower, ಹಾಗೆ ಅದು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ದಿ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್, ಬಟ್ ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್, ಅದು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅದು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹೌ ಥ್ರೂ ಹನಿ ಬೀಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಡನ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಥ್ರೂ ಹನಿ ಬೀಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಮೇಜರ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಎಂಟೊಮೊಫಿಲಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್ ಬೈ ಬರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೆದ್ರೆ then we will call it as ornithophilia. Ornithophilia ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Ornithophilia is pollination by birds. Pollination by birds is called as ornithophilia. Ornithology, again, it is respected to the birds. Respective of birds, we call it as ornithology. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ornithophilia ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆನಾ? Entomophilia with insects, ornithophilia with birds. Excuse me. So birds will also go and suck the nectar from the plants. Correct? So again, adu dust ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳುತ್ತೆ the pollen grains. When it goes to another plant or flower, it will go dust the pollen grains. Correct? So through that also the pollination is possible. Next, chiropterophilia. Chiropterophilia ಅಂದ್ರೆ by bats. Chiropterans ಅಂದ್ರೆ bats ಅಂತ majorly. Okay na? So chiropterophilia ಅಂದ್ರೆ pollination by bats. Again, bats ಕೂಡ they are involved in pollination when they are going on the flowers, okay, for the nutrition, or when they are just hanging, ಹಾಗೆ by mistake pollen grains will be dusted on their body, ಹಾಗೆ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ it will help in the process of pollination. Next, malacophilia ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Pollination by snails. So understand the terminology. Pollination by snails is called as ornithophilia, entomophilia, malacophilia. ಆ ಥರ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟಿಕ್ ದಿ ರೈಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್. Chiropterophilia ಅಂತ. So pollination by snails is called as what? Malacophilia. Malacophilia by snails. See, snails also when they go in sitting, they will easily get adhered with the pollen grains. Next, Therophilia andre pollination by squirrels. Therophilia. Now you have to just write down all the types of biotic pollinations. Therophilia, snails. Chiropterophilia, bats. Ornithophilia, birds. Entomophilia, insects. ಈ ಥರ ಉದ್ದಕ್ಕೂ ಒಂದು ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ನೋಟ್ ಥರ ಎಲ್ಲಾದರೂ ಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಕಿ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಥರ ಬರೆದಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಫುಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯು. So write it down and just get understand with all the concepts. Pollination by squirrels ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? We call it as therophilia. Next, Ophiophilia ಅಂದ್ರೆ pollination by snakes. Ophiophilia, pollination by snakes. ನೋಡಿ, snakes.
Root 3 interroot 3. When the root 3.
let us solve few MCQs based on the topic what we have covered till now. Okay, now the pollination in between two flowers present on the same plant. ಎರಡು ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಇದೆ, ಒಂದೇ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. ಆ ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? Geitonogamy, xenogamy, autogamy and dichogamy. What pollination is it called as? It's called as Geitonogamy. Correct? In ಮೂರುನು it is having in the different conditions. Geitonogamy condition ಏನು? Pollination ಹೇಗಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಎರಡು flowers of the same plant. That condition is called as Geitonogamy. Next, water hyacinth pollination ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಬಹುದು ನಾವು? ವಾಟರ್ ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದಾ, ಅಥವಾ ಥ್ರೂ ಸ್ನೇಲ್ಸ್ or through insects or through birds? Obviously we can understand that ವಾಟರ್ ಬಾಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಬಯೋಟಿಕ್ ಏಜೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಏ ಬಯೋಟಿಕ್ ಏಜೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಯಾವುದು ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ಸ್ನೇಲ್, ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್, ಬರ್ಡ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಒಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಥರ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ರಾಂಗ್. ಸಿ, ವಾಟರ್ ಹಯಾಸಿಂತ್ ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ? ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಸೊ ಆಸ್ ಐ ಸೆಡ್ ದಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಟರ್ ಇದೆ, ವಾಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಯು. ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಹಾಗೆ ಕೊಡೋದು. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ವಾಟರ್, ಸ್ನೇಲ್, ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್, ಬರ್ಡ್ಸ್. ಈಗ ಸ್ನೇಲ್, ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್, ಬರ್ಡ್ ಎರಡು ಬಯೋಟಿಕ್ ಇದೆ. ಬೈ ವಿಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಕಮ್? ನೋ. ವಾಟರ್ ಹಯಾಸಿಂತ್ ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್, ವಾಟರ್ ಹಯಾಸಿಂತ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ? ಥ್ರೂ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು, ಎಂಟಮೋಫಿಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಸಿ ಇಟ್ ನೌ. ಸಿ, ವಾಟರ್ ಹಯಾಸಿಂತ್ ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಓದಿದ್ದು? Here, wait, I will just tell you about it. Water hyacinth. See, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ? In water hyacinth and water lily ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ? The pollination is through insects ಅಥವಾ wind. Water ಬರಲ್ಲ, don't get confused. Okay, water hyacinth ಅಥವಾ water lily ಅಲ್ಲಿ insects ಅಥವಾ wind ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ pollination. Insects are involved or else wind pollination ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ, ನಾಟ್ ವಾಟರ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ವಾಟರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್? ನಾವು ಹೌ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ವಿ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ that it is water pollination? Correct? So it is insects. Next, the type of inflorescence most commonly found in anemophilous flowers or plants. ಯಾವ ಥರ? Type of inflorescence ಅಂದರೆ type of inflorescence again it is the arrangement. ಹೇಗೆ ಅರೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೋರೆಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ನೇಮ್ಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಸ್ಪೈಕ್, ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಸ್ಪೈಕ್, ಹೆಡ್, ಅಂಬಿಲ್ ಶೇಪ್ ಅಥವಾ ಕೋರಿಮ್ ಶೇಪ್. Okay, you will understand all these different types of inflorescence. Okay, I will explain you, but for the correct answer it is compound spike. Compound spike inflorescence irutte in anemophilous flowers. Okay na? Then pollination by squirrels ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? Ophiophyllae na? No. Snakes, Therophily, Malacophyllae, Entomophily. What is the correct answer? Therophily. Therophily pollination ಏನಂತೀವಿ? By squirrels. Okay, so the next topic is outbreeding devices. Outbreeding devices ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? What are the things involved in it? What do we understand from this topic? We will learn it in the next coming session. Okay, thank you.